We want to declare the names of, if you want to store the roll marks of 60 students, ECEB students, marks of 60 students, how can you store? If you use the primary variable, you need to declare the 60 variables. For each student marks, to store the each student marks, you need to declare 60 variables. It's very difficult. Then we use the homogeneous, same, all marks of all the students, same, everything is same, marks, whether it is float or integer. That's why you take the, we can store all the marks in the continuous memory location with a single name using the array. It's homogeneous, that is homogeneous data, all the marks, names of all the students, names of all the students. You want to store in the using a single name, that is take the character array. It's a string, right? That's why we use this homogeneous data item to store the homogeneous data in a continuous memory location with a single name. That's why we use the array. Same. So data type of the elements may be any valid data type like character, integer, or float. That's it. Same like if you are a homogeneous data, not homogeneous. If you want to store the data of one student, name, roll number, marks, like this, is it possible? They are not the homogeneous data. That is dissimilar data, heterogeneous data. How can you store? How can you store? That's why we use the structure. That's why we use the structure, right? Yes. Yes. Right. Homogeneous data, use the arrays. It is not homogeneous data, dissimilar data. Okay. Yes. Structure. The topic, second unit, fourth unit, second chapter. Recursion, and we completed recursion. Completed. Next, structure. This is second chapter. First chapter is right. That definitely. What is the structure? The structure is a collection of heterogeneous or dissimilar data items. Structure is a collection of heterogeneous or dissimilar data items. Right? In a same in a continuous memory locations. Memory location with a single name. With a single name. Right? This is called structure. Structure is a collection of heterogeneous or dissimilar data items in a continuous memory location you can store. Right? What is the use of structure? Use of structure. Why we use the structure? Right? So by an ordinary variable, in a primary variable, it can hold one piece of information. An array can hold a number of pieces of information of the same data type. Names of all the students, roll numbers of all the students, right? So in a ordinary variable, an ordinary variable can hold one piece of information. An array can hold a number of pieces of information of the same data type, right? Like, but quite often we deal with the entities that are collection of dissimilar data types. In the arrays, we can store the similar data types. But whenever we deal with the entities that are collection of dissimilar data types, then what is the example? For example, you want to store the data about a book, book name, book name, the price of the book, right? What is the name of the? How can you store? We might want to store this name of the book. Name. What is the name? Name is a string. Name is a string. The character. Name is a string. It's a price. Price is it is a float value. It is a float value. This float value prices, right? And number of pages. Number of pages is integer value. Integer value, right? So to store data about a book, we construct individual arrays. One array for this, one array for this, one is for name to store the string character array, prices for float array, then pages are integer array. We need to construct one for storing names. That's it, right? Individual. So 3 arrays are required to store without structure, right? So it's the program becomes more difficult to handle as the number of items relating to the book go on increasing. If you increase the number, price, the book, author name, first author, second author, like that. If you increase the number of fields, number of entities, it's difficult to handle the number of lines of the program. That's it, right? It will be required to use the number of arrays. It's very difficult. So that's why to solve this problem, C provides a special data type. It's called a structure. Special data. C is structure is special data type. It's a structure. Special data type. It's a structure. The structure contains a number of data types grouped together. The structure. A structure contains a number of data types grouped together. That's it. These data types may or may not be the same data type. One field may be, one entity may be integer, one may be float, one may be character, like that. So next, how to declare the arrays, students? How to
Data type,
yes,
name of the array,
data type space, name of the array in the square brackets, size of the array, and semicolon. That's it. One dimensional array. Two dimensional, how to declare? Two dimensional, how to declare?
data type
Two square
space name
brackets.
of the array, square brackets. We can use columns and rows.
Ah, very good. In the one dimensional array, int, so data type, name of the array A. This is size of the array, row size, column size. This is declaration. Int is the data type. Two dimensional array. One dimensional array, int A of 10. That's it. This one only size. This is row size. Here row size. Data type. And array name. Array name is A. This is row size. This is column size. Just you know all this. Now how to declare the structure? How to declare the structure? Yeah, I will tell. Declaration of structure. General syntax of the structure is general syntax for the declaration of structure. Declaration of the structure as below. See this structure. How to declare? Same like arrays, you write struct. Structure. That's the structure. Struct is a keyword. Here structure name. Structure name, body of the structure. Right? Structure element 1. Structure element 1. structure element 2, right? So and so. Structure element n, then variable 1, so and so, variable n and semicolon. This is 1. The syntax for the declaration of structure. This is 1. Right, students? This is structure name, structure element inside the body, structure element 1, structure so and so, structure element n, variable 1, variable 2, so and so, right? One more, or you can declare like this also, or structure name, structure element 1, structure element 2, so and so, structure element n, then close and semicolon. If you go without the structure variables, again you need to declare the structure variable. Then structure name, then variable 1, variable 2, like that. That's the answer. Sorry, semicolon. After that, semicolon. Up to variable n. Semicolon. That's it. If you want to write the separate variables after that, once you close this, after semicolon. This is one more declaration of the structure. How to declare structure. Right, students? Right, this is a one more example. Yes? What happened? The example. Here, structure name is also known as structure tag name. You remember tag name? Structure name is right as tag name. See this examples. Okay, example structure. The name of the structure is book. Book. Then what are the features? What are this? Char. Name of the book. Data type of the book is name is character type. You take the 25 characters. Semicolon. Now float the price of the book. That is a float type price. Now integer type number of pages. Right? Close this. Close this. Then what are the variables? Book 1, book 2, book 3. 3 books. Each book is having the properties name, price, and pages. That's semicolon. Or you can also declare same like second way. Or struct book, name of the structure is book, char, name, if I float, price, int, number of pages, then close. If close this, then again you need to declare struct. Name of the structure is book. Structure variables. Right now, B1, B2, B3, like this. This is also one more. Can declare it. Same. This both are same. Both are same. But if you do not close the semicolon, the book again you need to declare structure, this structure and book. If you close, or after this followed by this flower bracket B1, B2 books, you can add directly without again you need to declare this structure book. Same this one. How these are stored in the memory? Let's see this. 3 books and data. 3 books data. Book 1, suppose. Book 1 name. Right? Price. Pages. Suppose this is starting address is 100. Then what is the address here? This is book 1. What is the address here? After completing the name, 25 characters. That's why 125. This is price is float 4 bytes. 131 pages. That is integer. Same like second book. This is suppose 200. Address is 200. This is name of the book. Second book B2. This is the price of the book. This is number of pages. 100 to 200 to 225, 229, 231. Right? Book 2. Suppose if I read book 3. Right? Name. Price. Pages. 300, 325, 329, 2 bytes. That's it. This is book 3, B3. These are stored like this. Each book is stored the properties, name, price, and these are called elements. These are the variables. Structure elements, structure variables. B1, B2, B3 are structure variables. Right? These are the structure elements. Name, price, space are structure elements. 2, 3 books are having the same elements. Right? Dissimilar data. Name is one data type. Price is the float data type. That's different data type. Pages are integer. That is also that's dissimilar data. Heterogeneous are dissimilar data. Storing in a single name. That is a book. Right? Right. Now, how to initialize that one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array? Students, initialization of one-dimensional array. How to initialize one-dimensional array? At the time of declaration, right? Data type, array name, size. This is declaration. Semicolon, if you write semicolon, declare. Initialization, brackets. List of array elements. They are separated by commas, like this. One-dimensional array. Two-dimensional array. One-dimensional data type example. Int A of 6, suppose. 6 elements. 3, 1, 2, 0, 5, 4, like this. Right? 7, like this. Restore and semicolon. This is the initialization of the array elements. Same like two-dimensional arrays. Suppose int example. Array name is A. Row size, column size, 5, 10. Suppose 15 elements, you take the separate R, 3, 3, 2, suppose 3, 3, 3, 3. Again, 3, 3. You can store like this. 3, 3 elements here. They are separated by commas. Or continuously you can write all the 9 elements in the continuous, one comma, separated by comma. This is two-dimensional array. This is called initialization. Like primary variables and arrays, structure variables can also be initialized where they are declared. I'll remove this. Where they are declared. So, initialization of structure. Initialization of structure. Initialization of structure, like primary variables and arrays, Structures can also be initialized where they are declared. So general syntax of initialization is like this. Structure variables is structure name, variable equals to elements within the structure elements. All the variable structure elements. And semicolon. This is the syntax. This is the syntax for initialization for the structure variable. Right, students? The structure name variable equals to structure elements. Example. Example. See this example. Book example. Structure book same char name of the book 25 whatever float price int pages, right? Then close this. Now initialize separately. Structure book, structure name is book, variable equals to b1. What are the elements? Structure elements. Take programming in C is the name of the book. This is the one element in this structure name one. Next, price is $250.00, whatever, or pounds. Number of pages 900. If you write the string, you need to write in the double quotes. Single character and single quote. Same like structure. Again, structure name is book. B2 structure variable equal to B2. Same like CN or any other book, physics or chemistry, whatever. Computer networks book. Computer networks, same. $495.60. $60. 1,500 pages. Semicolon. That's it. Now one more variable. How to initialize? Book 3 books. Book 3 B3 equals to some mathematics book. Math 230.00, the float value just as 1,000 pages, whatever. This is the initialization of the structure variable. Initialization of structure variable. Three elements. 3 elements each. It's variable. These are the elements. Right, students? Next, initialization. Yeah, some points you need to remember whenever you write declaration initialization. What should be? Remember. See this. Remember the declaration of the structure. The closing brace. Where is the closing brace? This is the closing brace in the structure type declaration must be followed by semicolon. That's very important. The closing brace. This is followed by semicolon. This must be followed by semicolon. This is semicolon. You want to write the variables also, then you write the variables here, and then semicolon. Right? Otherwise, again you need to write semicolon. If you write semicolon, structure name, variable B1, variables B1, B2, B2, all this. Right? This is important to understand that the structure type declaration does not tell the compiler to reserve any space in memory. Does not tell the compiler to reserve any memory. Structure declaration does not tell any space in the memory. Does not tell the compiler to reserve any memory.
Please tell syntax, sir, once again.
Emma?
Syntax, sir.
Where is that?
Syntax, sir. Structure. Next slide, sir.
Is it? Initialization.
Yes.
This is initialization, right? So this structure closing semicolon, that is followed by semicolon after closing brace. Then structure closing brace is followed by declaration must be followed by semicolon, and it is important to understand that structure type declaration does not tell the compiler to reserve any memory space. Any memory space. Right? So all a structure declaration does this. It defines the form of the structure. It defines the form, just like one form. No need to allocate the memory, right? Memory spaces. Usually, structure type declaration appears at the top of the source code file before any variables or functions are defined. Yes, structure type declaration appears at the top of the source code file and before any variables or functions are defined. In very large programs, they are usually put in a separate header file. We'll discuss whenever we encounter. The file is included. That's it. Now, how to access the primary variables, the reading and displaying? Which function do we should use? Primary variables. Reading using scanf and printf, input and output functions. Scanf percentile ampersand of n. That reading, accessing means reading and displaying the elements, primary variables. Scanf percentile d ampersand of n. Displaying printf percentile d n. That's it. We want to display n. The primary variable. How to access the primary variables? Array variables. How to access? How to read array elements? Any one of you? Array elements, how to read?
Using for loop by scanf, sir.
For I equals to 0, the starting index I less than row size I plus plus. It's one dimensional array I plus plus. Or you don't need to write this one. One dimensional array. How to read? Scanf percentile d ampersand of n. That's it. If you want to read this, right? Same there. Two dimensional arrays or one dimensional array. Same. How to display?
For loop, sir.
For I equals to 0, one dimensional array only. I less than row size, that is n, whatever. I plus plus. Then this is not n. This is a of I. This is primary variable. A of array name is a. That's it. You can read like this. Displaying also same. Printf percentile d. Simply a of I. That's it. Displaying of one dimensional array. How to read two dimensional? 1D. This is 1D. Reading and displaying. This is reading. Reading one dimensional array. This is displaying one dimensional array. You know all this, right? I'm just reminding. Two dimensional array. How to read? Any one of you? Using two nested for loops. One is for row size I plus plus. Again, one more for j equal to 0, j less than column size j plus plus. Then again, one dimensional array, na? Two dimensional array, right? Two dimensional array. One is for row and one is for column. Then scanf percentile d ampersand of a of ij. This is to read. Displaying also same, like for I equals to 0, I less than row size I plus plus. Using one more for loop for j equals to 0, j less than column size j plus plus. Right? Printf percentile d p of ij. Then closing this printf. In the next line, if you want to get, right, like this, that's it. This is to display two dimensional array. Reading one dimensional array, reading two dimensional array, displaying. This is called accessing of the array elements. You know all this, students. Once again, just I am recollecting. Now, how to access the structure elements? accessing structure element. Accessing structure elements, right? Yeah, we can individual elements of an array using the subscript. Generally, we discussed already. In one dimension, how to access the elements using the index subscript. A of 0, A of 1 elements are accessed. A of 0 is one element, A of 1 is same like two dimension, A of 0, 0, A of 0, 1 like that. Right? Here, structure use a different scheme. They use the dot operator. Structure use dot operator to access dot. Right? It is right. Structure uses different scheme, that is structure is plural. Structure use a dot operator. Use the dot operator, right? So refer to pages of the structure book. The name of the structure is book. So to refer to pages of the book, how to use that? Book 1. If you want to access the pages of the book 1, simply write book 1 pages dot pages. This is to access the pages in the structure book, and that's first book book one page, right? How to access price of the book 1, b1 dot price. That's it. We can access like this. Before that, there must be always be a structure variable. So b is a structure variable. After dot, structure element. This is structure element. Before dot, it is a structure variable. After that, structure element. Now, how structure elements are stored? Accessing like this. Using dot operator we use. Sometimes they ask in the Viva also, how we access the structure elements. Using the dot operator we access. Now, how structure elements are stored? How structure elements are stored, right? Whatever be the elements of the structure, they are always stored in the continuous. I already told at the time of declaration, either it is an array or array, all the elements, all the same data type or similar data types, they are stored in the continuous memory locations. Whether it is dissimilar data types also, structure, it stores the continuous memory locations. We discussed continuous memory locations. We discussed this year 100 to 125. All are different data types, but storing different. Different data types are storing in continuous memory location, right? Data elements are stored in whatever be the elements of the structure. Right? It's very important. Elements, whatever the elements of a structure, they are always stored in continuous memory locations. Already discussed this one. Whether it is array or it is structure. The difference is similar data types in array, dissimilar data types in structure. Example. Example program. See this. Memory map of a structure elements. See this example I read. Hash include Hash include stdio.h, right? Hide main, the structure declaration, structure, the book, right? This elements are char name. These are structure elements. We want to store 4 or 5, whatever. Then float, price, integer, pages. Close this structure, then semicolon. This followed by semicolon. Now write the printf statements. Printf, sorry, structure variables. Once you close the semicolon, what are the structure variables? You have to take one structure variables. Structure name is book, B1, ABCD, the book name, 130.50, the price, 560, the pages, number of pages. Now write the printf statement. Printf, address of name. Whenever you discuss the percentile, you take the U for this structure. Ampersand of B1, how to access? Ampersand address, how to access the name address in the book 1. Ampersand of B1 dot name to display. Address will be displayed. Again, one more printf statement. Address of price equals to address to display address U. Ampersand of B1 dot this price.
సార్ printf లో యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు సార్ ampersand ఇక్కడ స్ట్రక్చర్ లో.
We are displaying address, that's why writing us only address, not the value. I will say address of pages. అడ్రస్ అనేది అడ్రస్ డిస్ప్లే చేయడానికి అంపర్సెంట్ వాడతాం. అక్కడ అంతే కదా, స్కాన్ఎఫ్ లో ప్రింట్ఎఫ్ లో కూడా మనం డిస్ప్లే చేస్తున్నాం అడ్రస్ ని. అంపర్సెంట్ ఆఫ్ B1 డాట్ యాక్సెసింగ్ బై డాట్ ఆపరేటర్ పేజెస్. Right, close, main is close. This is, we'll see that program. Yes, see this.
సార్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఆ నంబర్స్ వస్తాయి కదా సార్, ఎక్కడ
సమ్ అడ్రస్ లొకేషన్ వస్తుంది మనకి, ఏదో ఒక అందులో మనకి ఏముంటుందో తెలియదు మన కంపైలర్ లో, రైట్? గెట్ దట్ అడ్రస్ వాట్ ఎవర్ గాట్ ఇట్. ఇప్పుడు నేను చేశాను, మళ్ళీ ఇంకోసారి చూస్తే వీ మే గెట్ డిఫరెంట్ అడ్రస్ 370-245-2844 because we are taking 4 letters, 4 characters, that is 4. Then after executing this one name, then starting address for the price is 48. This is 44, this is 48. Getting or not? Now address of pages, then 48 to 52 because price is the 4 bytes. Are you getting, students? It occupies 4 bytes. That's why 48 to 52. Everything is same. If I once again I execute this, again it changed 380, completely changed. This every time this some address location, that is whatever. If you remove this, the address location, if you remove this, what will be happen? What will happen? Oh, B1 name. We need to change this one. B1 of, instead of U, stinger. I will see what you mean. You got this one. Question mark. What is? I will see. We'll see. One single character. This text string. Yes. ABC. Right. You got it. Yes. Only that value, not address. If you want to display that value, if you take this instead of u, what is the price is f, float value. Float value, remove this address. What will happen? You'll get 130.00, 5 days. Getting or not, students? You
Yes,
write
sir.
u address. S is for string. That is whatever string you have taken, A, B, C, D. You take E also. E, F, G, H also, whatever. But you need to take here size, increase the size, some 8 or 10, whatever. Now values will be taken. Yeah, so values also the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, then 130. But this is only the address location only. Every time it is changing, right? Now again, if you want to access the value only, what should be taken? Centile D and remove the address. Now B1 dot pages. What is pages? How many? That's 560. It will be. It gives the 560 answer. Yes. Got it, students? Percentile D this. Percentile U is for to display the address location of that particular. Whether it is a string or it is whether it is a float value. That's the price. Whether it is the integer value, it gives the address. But address is the continuous memory location or not? We have seen. Values are whatever you have given there. Address location is whatever the data type, the address location is in the continuous memory locations. We already seen, right? Once again, I will show this. Instead of S, it is U. Instead of float, it takes U, address location. Displays the address. U, take the ampersand. Ampersand. It gives the continuous memory locations. Yes, 3640, 420, 976. 976, 984. Why? 76 to 84, 8 bytes. That's 8 characters. For each one, there are 8. Then 84 to 88. So price is 4 bytes. That is the float value. That's why it's this is address locations. If you want to access the values, say using the data operator, remove the address and change this. For string, it is S. For float value, it is F. For integer value, it is D. That's it. I hope you are understanding. Students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, what is link float? What's the time? 57. Next, we'll execute some programs. Write a program using structure to output a student information and print those information. Right? Take the input, age, name of the student, which section of the student, marks of the students. Then using the student information, how to read and how to display. Right? Using the data operator, how to access. Okay, students? In array of structures, passing structures to functions, passing pointers to structure. Pointers will learn. I will discuss in the 5th unit. Right? Nested structures. Within 2-3 hours, I can close this. Right? Any miscellaneous after completing syllabus, we will discuss. Lab programs are important questions. All this. Okay, students. Yeah. How many of you joined? Only 34. Very bad. Enter the attendance. And I'll also take the attendance parallel.